the Supreme Court has accepted the proposed amendment in the BCCI constitution on a cooling off period. The cooling off period will kick in only if the office bearer completes 2 terms in that position. This would eventually pave way for the extension in tenure of BCCI President Sourav Ganguly and the Secretary Jay Shah. Well, reading between the lines, what this essentially means is that it would pave way for the extension. Let's go right across to NDTV's Osama Shah, tracking the details of the story. Osama, what more can you tell us?
You're absolutely right, Rishika. The Supreme Court has accepted the proposed amendment in the BCCI constitution on the cooling off period. And this basically means that this amendment will enable the current president, Sourav Ganguly, and the secretary, Jay Shah, to both continue in office despite them having completed 6 years. And I would like to break it. There were 3 years in the State Association and 3 years in the BCCI. Now, Mr. Tushar Mehta, who appeared before the Supreme Court panel, the rationale that he gave for seeking this modification is that both the bodies, that is the State Associations and the BCCI, they are distinct. They have different set of rules and regulations, and moreover, the term of 3 years after which the cooling off period sets in, as per the present, as per the Constitution, which is now being amended, is too short a time period to demonstrate leadership. Now, let's also tell you about the previous Constitution. As per the previous existing constitution, if the person had served 1 term in the State Association, they can only serve 1 term in BCCI, after which they would have to undergo a cooling off period. Now, since one has to be an office bearer of the State Association for contesting elections for the post in the BCCI, they also would have to be subjected to the cooling off right after they serve their first term in the BCCI, which is not going to happen now after the Supreme Court has accepted the proposed amendment by the BCCI. Mr. Tushar Mehta, he also asserted that the amendment takes care of the concern that no one is perennially in charge of the BCCI, as well as it also ensures that experience gathered during their tenure as the State Association is not exactly wasted. Now, this comes as really good news especially for the BCCI President Sourav Ganguly and the Secretary Jay Shah, because they would be now able to continue their term right now, which basically means that if a person had served 1 term in an office as an office bearer of a state association and then go on to serve as an office bearer of BCCI, now they would be allowed to serve 2 consecutive 6 years term in BCCI without being subjected to this cooling off period, which basically suggests that the cooling off period requirement will not be applicable for serving 2 consecutive terms at the association, the state association, as well as the BCCI.